The gift of courage. Once upon a time in a small, quiet village lived a 10-year-old boy named Sammy. He had a heart full of dreams, but was often held back by his fears. Unknown to him, Sammy was about to embark on an adventure that would teach him the true gift of courage. Sammy led a simple life with his parents, who were farmers. They lived by the edge of a vast forest that villagers believed housed a mystical creature, a dragon. Everyone stayed away from the forest due to fear of the dragon. Sammy was often teased for his timid nature. The biggest bully was Jack, the blacksmith's son, who loved to make Sammy the object of his jokes. Sammy longed for courage and strength to stand against Jack's jeers. One day, the village had announced that a priceless artifact, the crystal of courage, had been stolen. The village believed in its power to instill bravery in whoever possessed it. This news sent shockwaves through the village. Unfortunately, the only clue pointed towards the infamous dragon's den in the forest. It was said that the dragon loved shiny things and possibly the crystal had caught its eye. With fear in their hearts, no one dared to volunteer to retrieve it. After an entire day of contemplation, Sammy made his decision. He would face his fears and retrieve the crystal of courage from the dragon's den. Filled with fear yet determined, he packed a bag with essentials and left on his quest before dawn. On his journey through the forest, Sammy stumbled upon various challenges. He had to navigate through thorny bushes, cross rapid streams, and climb rocky hills. Each challenge taught him new skills, and with every step, he felt his fears dissipating. The first sight of the dragon's den left Sammy breathless. It was a grand cave with a fiery glow around it. Gathering all his courage, he walked into the den to find the dragon sound asleep with the bright, shining crystal of courage next to it. Carefully, Sammy reached out to grab the crystal, but his trembling hand knocked over a pile of gold coins. The loud clatter woke the dragon. Sammy stood frozen with fear as the dragon opened its large eyes and peered at him. However, what happened next was unexpected. Instead of breathing fire and causing havoc, the dragon looked at Sammy with interest and asked why he had come. After Sammy explained his mission, the dragon agreed to return the crystal to the village. On one condition, Sammy had to promise to visit the dragon once a week. The dragon, as it turned out, was lonely and enjoyed Sammy's company. Sammy agreed without hesitation, feeling not fear but compassion towards the dragon. Sammy returned to his village as a hero. The villagers were overjoyed to have their crystal of courage back. From being the timid boy, Sammy transformed into a courageous young man who stood up to Jack and his gang effortlessly. Over time, Sammy's friendship with the dragon grew. His weekly visits to the dragon were filled with stories and laughter. The dragon also turned out to be gentle and wise, teaching Sammy valuable life lessons. Sammy realized that his gift of courage didn't come from the crystal, but from facing his fears. True bravery, he learned, was about moving forward even when things seemed scary. And most importantly, not all dragons were to be feared. Sammy's story spread across neighboring villages, teaching everyone the true meaning of courage. The boy who feared the dark heights, and most of all, the dragon, became the symbol of bravery and courage. And that was Sammy's greatest victory. And so, Sammy's life was forever changed. He hadn't just found courage, but also a new friend in the dragon. He proved that even the smallest and the most timid among us can accomplish great things if we dare to face our fears. Sammy's fear of the dragon had transformed into friendship, his fear of Jack into understanding, and his self-doubt into self-belief. The story of Sammy reminds us that courage often starts with a choice, a decision to face our fears, no matter how big or small. Courage is not about not having fear. It is about facing our fears and overcoming them. Sammy taught the village and the surrounding towns that one can be brave even when scared. This is the true gift of courage that Sammy discovered on his adventure. Sammy's courage left a lasting impact on everyone, especially Jack. Jack stopped bullying Sammy and others. realizing that courage was more than just strength. The village, that once lived in the fear of the dragon, now had a courageous hero to look up to. In the end, Sammy was not just a hero for his village, but an inspiration for all. His story, The Gift of Courage, is a reminder to every child and adult that courage doesn't come from artifacts but from within oneself. And friendship can bloom in the unlikeliest places. The end.